You've probably heard of Evel Knievel, the daredevil on a motorcycle. Well, let me introduce you to a guy not putting anyone's life on the line, just extreme adventuring with his pack of dogs in ways you could never imagine. Meet the Wolf Driver, world-renowned dog adventurer, pushing the limits of technology, looking to conquer some of Mother Nature's intensity, with a team of Mother Nature's most intense partners, the Husky. You've never seen anything like this.
Okay, we set?
Yep.
Good job, Scott, figuring that out. I mean, tell me when stuff like that happens.
Definitely.
Get ready to roll. Here we go. Come on, guys. And we're off, folks. Finally. Bet you never thought we'd be, right? This is how we go sometimes in running the dogs.
5 minutes completed. You've
Do you ever?
covered 0.02 miles. Your current speed is 5.3 miles per hour.
So, a lot of technical equipment here, so we're trying to really give you the best possible show we can. And sometimes it's not so easy, but it is cool. When it works, it's more than cool. This is the genius behind the Wolf Driver, me. So, if you're new to Wolf Driver, what I do is travel the USA, mostly on the East Coast, but we hope to expand out. I've been doing it for traveling the USA for about 10 years, a little better than 10 years now. Started in 2009, I believe it was. Maybe it was 2010. Sorry, it was 2010. I believe November was our first trip, and it's been quite a journey ever since. So we travel to, well, we started out traveling on roads, on bike trails, and places we could take our bikes. We had what we call dog-powered go-karts. They're basically recumbent bikes, trikes, quads, that kind of stuff. So they look like a go-kart, basically, hence the dog-powered go-kart. The, get a little loose around here. They're really designed for people who have, as they get older, like me, who have knee and back issues maybe, because you're almost reclined when you're pedaling or when you're riding. So I thought that would be the perfect scenario to run the dogs on. Got a bathroom break. Good boy, Chase. Good boy. Good boy. 2 bathroom breaks. Zorro too. Good boy. And Jag's like, I'm not getting near that stuff. Good boys, come on. So you'll notice after a bathroom break, they come over towards the center of the wheel. They're just trying to get out of the way of it because they're smart. They don't want to walk in their own mess. Okay, so recumbent bikes are really cool because again, they put you on the level of the dogs. And going back 10 years or so ago, they were just starting to get into electric recumbent bikes. And I thought, how cool would that be to take the dogs on? And I thought it was a great idea. And that's how we got involved with that. Now, I run dogs with electric bikes long before that. And I've run dogs on sleds and more traditional dry land mushing setups long before that too. I've been doing this for over 25 years. But, oh, by the way, let me give you a reading here. Our altitude, or our feet above sea level, is 1,808 feet and just went to 1,816. So we're climbing. It's good, kind of cool to see how high you get. We're on some mountainous roads right now. So let me continue the evolution. So I started off originally running dogs on dry land mushing rigs, and my history can be found on wolfdriver.com. And that's how I learned about it. I started off actually running them on bikes because I didn't even know what a dry land mushing rig is. It's basically a sled on wheels that the dogs do actually pull. Right now they're not pulling. Bikes they can pull too. But I started off on a bike because I had one dog and I didn't know what a dry land mushing rig was. as I evolved, got my second dog. Dog started pulling really heavy. I said, you know what? I think I need to keep up with them and get some sort of dry land mushing rig, and I got a Seiko cart. And I spent many years running 2 dogs on one trail called the NCR Trail, and it was an incredible experience. I added a 3rd dog, and I was pretty much turbocharged. But at the same time, I started getting kind of like stagnant with it. I'm like, you know what, I got 3 dogs now. I need to do something a little more engaging. So the part of the country I live at, East Coast USA, Maryland, we're not getting a lot of snow. Not really. At least where I'm at, there are mountains in Maryland that get more snow and possibly stay snow covered year, winter round, but not where I'm at. So I needed another way. The dryland mushing rig was the same old story, and I was going to the same old place. It's a nice hill we're climbing here, by the way. So I decided, how cool would it be to...
10 minutes completed. You've covered 0.42 miles. Your current speed is 4.1 miles per hour.
How cool would it be to go back to trying something that would be like sledding, but places on a dry land situation, because again, limited snow, but being able to travel to different trails. And I was concerned about it because the dogs, different trails might be hilly, might be this, might be that. It might be a lot of work for me that I wouldn't be able to handle. And I didn't know different trails anyway. So I got a team together, and I said I need equipment that is going to guarantee, no matter if the dog tires, if the road's too rough for us to go, something that can get us through this. And that's how the recumbent bikes came about, and they are electric powered, so it's kind of cool. And we did bike trails all over the place. I mean, you can see there's a whole library on YouTube and all over my websites, etc. But after we exhausted a lot of the trails throughout the area, I mean, we're going as far as the Massachusetts Rail Trail, the Cape Cod Rail Trail in Massachusetts, and points near Tennessee, Virginia Creeper Trail, Virginia Heritage, Tobacco Heritage Trail. They're all, I think, pretty close to Tennessee. So we've got pretty far. Considering we're a small operation, we're not a nationally funded TV show or anything. This is the real deal. I do this for the dogs, nobody else. And my team is here because they're paid to be here. I finance it and do it and love every minute of it. So sometimes it is a labor of love, because this stuff gets hard. In any case, when we kind of exhausted a lot of the trail opportunities without really traveling far, and I'm married, so too far traveling is not going to be in my deck of cards. So I tried to find other vehicles that could find other places to run the dogs and even challenge them further. And that's when I came upon the swing car and these scooters that we're on. What these scooters and swing car can do is climb almost any hill and negotiate and navigate almost any terrain we come upon. So the dogs can really use all their skill levels to run up mountains, to run over ice and hilly rock terrain, whatever the case may be. And I think if you watch my videos using these vehicles, you'll understand more and more. I mean, we're climbing right now. We're on a grade of 11%. That's pretty good. The dogs are fairly challenged on it. We're moving at a crawling pace, which again, electric equipment like this can go at really slow speeds up big hills without overheating, whereas gas powered sometimes can suffer overheating. Electric motors and equipment are usually much more torquey than gas powered, and they're quiet, so you can almost like you're being dog powered, but we're not being dog powered. If we were being dog powered, they really, to do it properly, I've got a chair in the woods there I'm looking at, to do it properly, they need to be in front. And they call that like bike joring or scootering, where they're really out in front pulling, but this rig would be way too heavy for them. And these hills would be way too challenging for these dogs with this equipment and me. And that's why this is so cool, because they can still have almost all of the experiences of running, or at least mushing in some capacity, without having a pool, which also enables them.
You got a van coming up behind us.
10-4 on that, 10-4 on that. You better get over.
Right here.
Yep.
Tuck it in, tuck it in.
Cool.
Just so you know, right now we're in Virginia. If you see a sign for Tuscadora Trail, Eagle Rock Trailhead, that's when you cross into West Virginia.
15 minutes completed. You've
10-4 on that. Thank you.
7.4 miles.
Oh, guys.
Your
Hi.
current speed is 3.6 miles per hour.
Got another car coming.
Another car.
Tuck it in. No, you're going the wrong direction.
Nice, dude. Thanks, bud. Am I clear?
We give it a minute.
Tell me when you think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting 1 minute just to make sure. They usually come in bunches.
10-4 on that.
All right, you guys look good.
Okay. 10-4. 10-4 on that. Okay, guys, hike. Come on, Chase. All over. So you can see why I need a team here, especially exploring these roads. Now, these roads are really cool. And today we're on a gentler kind, except for this is a good climb. We're already up to 2,000 feet. So we started at 1,800, 1808 or whatever it was, and we're up to 2,038. So we're climbing at a pretty good clip. And you know that we're on an 8% grade now, 7.7 to be specific. We were on 11%. Good workout for the dogs. Now also, this way of not pulling gives the dogs the opportunity to pretty much do this their whole life. They could be 15 years old and be doing this. So it's really cool. And I can use the equipment to train them also in capacities that you can't imagine.
Just eyeball the trail and we go by it to see if it's
Oh,
a
guys.
possibility for
Car.
mileage if we need it.
Jeep coming, Jeep.
We got a good shoulder right here.
Oh gosh, G over. G over. Sorry, as soon as we stop. Yeah, this is fairly heavily trafficked. Usually the roads we go are not. You got walkers, hikers, or something. Hikers up at the top, hikers up at the top.
That's one of it.
So we've got people from doing all kinds of activities, especially now with the COVID lockdowns. I mean, we're getting a little bit, some states are starting to reopen, but more and more people are out on the trails and doing things recreationally. So that's the only way they can do it. Can't go to work, whatever. I'm lucky that this is kind of my job. So we crested there almost 2,100 feet, just to let you know. You know, some people follow me to check stats on what I'm doing to maybe do with their dog, and that's great. You know, my dogs are conditioned for pretty much everything we do. In some situations, you can't have them conditioned properly or trained properly. I mean, you can have them conditioned properly, trained properly, but you just don't know what scenario is going to unfold. So you got to expect the unexpected going out here in the wilderness, especially, you know, different weather conditions and all these unknown areas and uncharted waters for at least running dogs the way I do. Don't run into too many other dog teams because they're not doing what I'm doing. So really unique. So what I was saying was I can train the dogs in different ways using this equipment also. I mean, even for behavioral, because dogs will typically act out if
20 minutes completed. You've covered 1.07 miles. Your current speed is 6.5 miles per hour.
if they have an exuberance of energy, if they're not challenged enough in some way. So it's always a good thing to exercise, and you'll get a lot of the behavioral, unwanted behaviors, rid of them. So, but that being said, it shouldn't be a chore for you, because if it's a chore, it's going to be short-lived, and you're not going to enjoy your time with your dog if it's something you don't really enjoy. So I strive to find activities that I can really enjoy doing with my dogs and that they really enjoy to do. I mean, you know, things I like to do. If I want to go to a baseball game, they don't like that. I'm just saying, I'm being facetious here, but you know, they like to go to a park and run. So we know that. And this is just a natural way of letting them do it, relatively speaking, using technology and modern day conveniences. So we're airing it out a little bit, getting some speed up here, and we're on a fairly good surface, but again, you never know what's ahead, so I'm always tracking ahead of me. Hey, just letting you know, I left my phone in the truck, no big deal.
You know where? I see it on the seat.
Yeah, it's charging. So you can't beat these views. Some of them are unprecedented. Just got to check the equipment there. It was a little bit of a ridge I rode over, a rocky ridge. I get excited by just being immersed in nature and the dogs smiling all the way, just loving what they're doing. And again, I've done this for generations of Huskies, so I know the lasting effects on them, psychologically and physically, and I've seen it through life cycles basically with them, and it's nothing but positive. So I was saying that if you have a Husky or a high energy breed dog, you need to usually exercise it in some way, and there's many ways. You don't have to run them like this, certainly. I mean, I'm a little extreme, but for many years, like I said, I just took them up to the local trail, put them on my bike. I did it in my neighborhood, for that matter. You know, a couple miles there, and my dogs were tired. Tired dogs are good dogs. So it really depends on what you're doing, but I'm at a point in my life where I can be a little bit more adventurous, adventurer, for what I like to say, dog adventurer, and I can really look to find some really cool spots to run them and give them something they love. Oh guys, easy, easy, ho. I just got to adjust my pants, sorry. Okay, a lot of equipment I'm wearing, and it weighs down my pants sometimes, so apologize for that. Yeah, so that's where the adventuring comes in. But I've gotten to see some unbelievable places, and I've gotten to run my dogs with some great people, and I've learned a lot doing this, not only from the dogs, but from dog trainers, and particularly one in particular that has made me the dog trainer I am today. I'm not a dog trainer where I hire my services out, but I'm a dog trainer for my own dogs and family, whatever. But I've learned from the best, and I'm versed in pretty much behavioral, husky behavior, and exercise. And I will tell you one thing: never train a husky with food, because it won't work. It works for 10 seconds. And when the food's gone, or when you don't have food on you, it never works again. And when the lure is better than the food, they don't listen to the food.
5 minutes completed. You've covered 1.7 miles. Your current speed is 7.5 miles per hour.
Husky is a wild breed with an insatiable appetite for exercise. And if
Got a car behind.
10-4, I think we'll pull to our left. Haul over.
Right shoulder on our right up here.
Oh, on the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 more feet.
Got a shoulder on my right a little bit. Easy, guys. Easy. Easy. G over. Easy. Easy. G over. G over.
No, I got you back.
Okay, you better pull them in.
Tuck it in, good boy. Tuck it in. Come on. Come on. Get it in there. Good boy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cool, bud.
Could you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, I told you we're pulling over to the right. Did you hear that?
No, I was switching back through the phone, so it might not have came through.
10-4, we good to go?
Yep.
Okay. Come on, guys. Okay, so you can see this is, that woman said, impressive, very impressive. Yeah, what we do is it's cool, and the dogs, when they're traveling, they're moving in sync a lot of times, which looks cool, like a sled dog team. When they're in synchronicity, they're at a similar pace. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to witness, and it makes me feel good that I've trained them well to do this, and they enjoy it. But what I was saying, there's other activities, believe it or not, that some dogs will be, you'll be able to exercise them with. There's something called lure coursing. I've got a couple of my huskies that love lure coursing. It's basically chasing a flag on a string that's motor driven. You need 3 to 5 acres, something like that, to do it. I mean, you could do a smaller course, but to really get a good workout for a husky, I've had one of my huskies do like 15 miles just chasing. It took him about 3 hours, but Zorro right here, he's done that. And another one of my huskies who's passed on, she could run 12, 10 miles or so.
Go left.
10-4 on that, 10-4 on that. Okay, so we're coming down a considerable way. We're lower than when we started. We started around 1,800 feet. We're at 1,610. So we climbed to about 2,000, and then we've gone downhill. And that's why we're making a little more mileage. Jag's in full stride. Jag's dog to my right there. The white dog in the rear. He's in full stride. So these roads are ideal for
Well, if you don't see a stop sign, still go left.
easy, guys. Paul. Paul. Oh. $10-4 on that. 10-4 on that.
I think right there.
That's a campsite, I think. Road, oh, hang on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sign says road closed. Go that way though.
Yeah, what's it say? Road closed what?
Come on, guys. Oh. Oh.
You know what? Go up a little further. Don't fuck that. Go up. I think I'm wrong. Have Scott go down the hill a little bit, or I will. Straight ahead.
Okay.
There's just a road right down there to the left. If not, this is it.
10-4, he's on his way. So some of this is reconnaissance. As you see, we gotta check out where we're going. So believe it or not, we've got 2.2 miles in already. Actually, we give him a little water too. Hi, Zorro.
Hey, Billy, pull up there. We got a car.
10-4, 10-4. Okay, come on, guys.
30
Oh,
minutes
oh, oh.
completed. You've
Oh.
covered 2.22
Oh.
miles. Your current speed
Oh.
is 0 miles per hour.
Come on, guys. Hike. If they want to go where Scott is. And Chris. G over, G over. G over. Oh. Cool.
What do you got, Scott?
Checking my cameras, folks. Yeah, looking good, looking real good. It's awesome. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Great area. The weather's perfect. And we're having fun. The main thing is the dogs have fun.
It's definitely this way.
This way?
Yeah.
Cool. I saw that thing go like this, and it regained itself.
Yeah, it's holding on. I'm worried about the picture, but I'm not that worried about the picture.
Yeah, that's why you're filming too.
Oh yeah.
You know, it did get a little bumpier than we thought.
I got a really good picture of the sun right here, though.
Awesome.
One moment.
Good move having Scott check it out.
I can do it if you want to save his battery.
Well, he already went down there and checked it out. You want him to go forward?
Yeah, I mean this way.
Oh. Yeah, well, we're going to water the dog, so that's probably a good idea. Let's see if that thing's worth its weight now. Hey, is one of your chains hanging or?
It is. I was thinking about popping it off. I got pliers in my back pocket.
Hey, one of his chains is hanging also. Okay.
Super slow.
Is it?
Yeah.
That could be bad. The other one's a lot faster?
Oh yeah. Well, I take the. It's a little more messier, you know, because I take the lid off of it. But this thing's like an iced tea trickle.
Oh gosh. All right, well that might be the last time we use it. He's gonna try to come past. I think. Yeah. Cool. Should have 2 bowls, leave one filling.
Exactly.
Which one?
His chain.
Oh.
See it?
Make a little jingle as I was riding. The beat going down.
Oh, I like the way you did that,
Yeah.
dude. That might work. Hey, stay with him for a sec.
Definitely.
I gotta get my phone. It's the advantage of having a support vehicle following you. Okay, so we've got right now okay.
35 minutes completed. You've covered 2.25 miles. Your current speed is 0 miles per hour.
Sorry folks, gotta take care of some housekeeping here. I'm not totally work free. Okay. Okay guys, we're gonna be going soon. I know Chase. Hi Zorro. I like the 2-bowl situation.
The funny thing is they both have a hole in the bottom, so they're draining as fast as I can fill them almost.
Oh gosh, I better get you new ones. Yeah, I got new ones. Yeah. We beat our water bowls up, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can see the hairs growing back over them.
Folding in the... Oh yeah, I'm sure it won't even take that long.
Yeah.
I guess it's getting summer coat now.
Yeah. What's that?
Want me to go look?
We can do it. If we gotta turn around, we'll turn around.
I hope we don't, because it's gonna kill us.
Really? Well, what do you propose? So we're...
No, I'm just saying it's gonna kill us for our fucking distance.
Yeah. A lot of people here though, so it must be pretty good. All right, we'll truck on, carry on. Okay, Mr. Zorro. You ready, Scott?
Yeah.
Good to go.
Okay, guys, hike. Yeah, so back to the lecture at hand. Bottom line is always check on my websites, because I think outside the box, and it really is important to work these dogs, and I just keep trying new things. I have the whole time I've had Huskies for better than a quarter century now, and you know, every dog's different, so I don't always know what they're gonna love. I mean, truthfully, Jag doesn't love to run. He's a lazy bones. He wouldn't be a sled dog, but he can do this kind of stuff, and he doesn't dislike it, but he'd rather be at home on the couch. That's Jag. He's a funny dude. But Zara, Lola, and Princess are another kind. They just want to go all they can go. So I saw Husky Education and Rescue Team or something. I think it's called Heart, and I think it goes from Maryland to Georgia, Pennsylvania, somewhere. They're on Facebook. Just got wind of them, and just right off the bat, I made just a small contribution, trying to find out more about them, because they work on taking Huskies out of shelters that they might euthanize them, which is sickening to think about. But unfortunately, the Husky, so far so good.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're saying it's closed in 4 miles, because that's like how long it is.
10-4 on that, 10-4 on that. Some debris on the road here. So, It'd be awesome. Yeah, this road, Chris is saying. There was a sign back. Come on, Sarah. He wants a sniff. There was a sign back there said closed in 4 miles or it ends. That's fine. You know, Jag's going in slow mode. So what we do is just let him run his pace, and I'll slow the dogs down a little.
40 minutes completed. You've covered 2.53 miles. Your current speed is 3.6 miles per hour.
Yeah, so I'm a thinker outside the box because I really want to give the dogs all the fun they can handle, and I'm always looking for more and more ways to entertain them. Basically how I wound up doing what I do here. But some of this equipment, I couldn't get this unleashed, if you will, without some of the equipment I have, and I know it's a little cost prohibitive, some of this stuff, so there are other ways to do it. Again, I used to ride a regular bicycle with my dogs, and that was great. They don't know the difference between that and this thing, except for this thing can just access more places.
You guys are going to have to keep going.
10-4 and then turn around.
Yeah, I'll go over it with you before you leave.
Yeah.
Trust me, man, it's not complicated. You'll be fine.
I can make it through that, can't I, Scott?
You can probably fit inside that tree or on the other side. I'll
Was it?
help you.
Come on, Gigi. Back up. Back up. Back up, good boys. See how they back right up? Good boys. Okay, forward. Yeah. Yeah. Think it's open?
There's a rut right here. You might
Is it?
fall into it a little bit.
How-
Not bad, but just letting you know.
Come on, Chase.
Come on, guys.
Come on. Sorrow.
You smell every dog you put you
Uh,
down.
Yeah, right.
Come on. How I look, Scott?
You're good.
Come on, Jaggy. You're good, you're good. That's good.
Cool.
All right, let me go.
Okay. Let me get out of this rut.
So, just keep going, keep going. And when you get to there, just go up there. It's gonna dead end. Just go up there and see what's up there.
So what are you saying? Stay on this road. Okay.
And then make a right
Oh, where do I make a right?
whenever you can. It's gonna
Okay.
be a road.
Okay.
There's only this road and that road.
Okay.
And then come back. And then when you get back down to this road, keep going. And it's gonna eventually come to the main road.
Okay, you're gonna meet us at the main road?
Or back here.
Let me glimpse you.
So, yeah, I've been getting good service.
Yeah.
But for mileage, it'd be better if you guys came back. But let me see.
Share it to you.
Yep. Thank you. It's an empty message, but I'm sure it'll come through. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so eventually it's just going to bring you right down to the main road.
Okay.
And then just turn around and come back.
Okay, so don't even go on that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna meet me back here.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go right to get extra mileage.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Come on, guys.
I might meet you down there just to see how you're doing. But,
Okay.
But good luck.
Okay, buddy, thanks.
Little balance adjustment.
Yep, cool. You could slide the phone one way or the other if you had
That's
to.
what I was thinking. It was a little too far this way.
Yeah.
It gave me an unbalanced error, and I was like, that makes sense.
We're gonna go down here. He said there's only one road to go to the right. Just go down that road, get more mileage, come back, finish on this road, hit the main road, and then come back here.
So this is our end point, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, where we're gonna meet him back. It'll give us, if we want to do more miles, we'll have to keep riding.
I'll do my best to remember this spot right here.
Yep. 10-4.
We are good.
He might meet us at the main road, we'll see.
45 minutes completed. You've covered 2.67 miles. Your current speed is 0 miles per hour.
So we're actually hitting fairly good. You had plenty of water, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. We're hitting fairly good speed, relatively speaking. And even though we've had a few stops, and that's happens in this trip planning, you know, bathroom breaks for the dogs, water breaks, obviously, and sometimes just photo ops, camera adjustments, etc. So, and that's why you'll hear Chase whining, because he don't like, he's not into stopping. He just wants to go, go, go. I mean, Chase is a real sled dog. He could go for 50, 100 miles a day with proper conditioning. Jag ain't gonna do that. I've gone 30 miles before, so I mean, you know, it's not totally out of the question. You can see how it's easily doable with the proper training. Mileage that Huskies can do, sled dogs can do. Look at these views, folks. I mean, you're just talking truly unprecedented. Mountains, I love it. I get excited if I start getting crazy. You know why? I mean, just falling in love with it. Look up there. How cool is that? And we're not quite into spring. We're into March. March 21st or so becomes spring. So the buds will be coming out soon. And this will all be covered in foliage in a month and a half or so. And you won't be able to get those views of the mountains through the trees anymore. So that's one advantage. We like going all year long. Plus, of course, the dogs like it much better in the winter. That being said, we do go in the summer, we do go in the spring. Different times of the day, evening usually, because it's cooler, stuff like that. So, and I have a whole dissertation again on my website. Look at that, it's just beautiful. I mean, phenomenal views. Oh, so I was saying the heart, the Husky education, rescue training, or I don't know quite what the acronym stands for, but they seem pretty good. So I made a small donation. I want to check them out further, but anybody that's going to save Huskies is a cause I'm interested in. And again, they were saving them from shelters that are kill shelters, quite frankly, which are terrible, where they euthanize them. And they were explaining, and again, they're located, I think they do from Pennsylvania, somewhere in that vicinity, down to Georgia. And they just try to get them out of kill shelters and get them into no-kill shelters and get them into people's hands that might adopt them, or at least shelters that can facilitate their adoption. They were explaining, and I say this all the time, that Husky's one of the most surrendered breeds. And the reason that is because of their...
It's going to take you up to a place called Hawk Recreation Area. And there should be some really awesome, like, cliff views.
Is that to the right or straight?
Okay, I'll text you.
10-4 on that, 10-4 on that. So, they're one of, I think, the world's most abandoned breeds, or at least America's, because they're a great looking dog, and they're cute as can be as puppies, and they're pretty much friendly. There are some bad attributes to them. For instance, they're usually not good with small animals, but they are good with children.
50 minutes completed. You've covered 3.17 miles. Your current speed is 4.8 miles per hour.
But they're a high energy breed, and people don't realize that, so they adopt them because of the cuteness and the wolf likeness. And then you have shows like with the dire wolf that is our huskies. I can't remember the real popular show, whatever it is, but it gets people interested in getting huskies as Christmas gifts for their children, whatever, and then they realize they mature and they become a full-grown dog that needs nurturing, needs exercise, needs challenges, and they surrender them, unfortunately, or abandon them, even worse. And this heart rescue helps to educate people about them and what they need, to my understanding, and also rehome them. So Husky's a great breed, but you have to know, you have to understand. And they're not for everybody, just like every breed's not for everybody. I mean, I wasn't a small dog guy, and now I am because my stepdaughter had a Chinese Crest and I fell in love with it. So, but it's really cool to be able to share the lives of a Chinese Crest that we had two. We have had a second one now. One passed away. She crossed Rainbow Bridge years ago. She was only 7 pounds, just under 7 pounds. And Gigi, who we have now, is 14 pounds, a little bigger. But my Huskies have always been good. Now they are trained to, respond to me, and they understand certain things are off limits, but they are good to her, all of them. And some of them even play with her, like Chase. He loves playing with her, and he's a hunter. I was really worried the first time, so I was in training mode when I let him be with her. We're gonna take her right here, Sky. And it was so cute, and it still is to today. Chase will really just enjoys her company, and she loves him. She thinks he's a bad boy, because he is, but in a good way. So, but they're hunters in the sense that you get them the right animal. I've already had that experience, and I know it's out there. I can't always prevent it, because sometimes an animal could stumble in our yard, not the way I have it fenced now, but in the past, years in the past, our old house, and we go free ranging on farms, and they understand about the farm animals, but sometimes groundhogs and possums and raccoons cross our way, and before I can get there, sometimes they've mixed it up with them, even a skunk. And it's few and far between, but it does happen. And if you witness something like that, you'll think the Husky's the meanest thing in the world, because they're hunters. And when they're in a pack like I have, when you have multiple Huskies, they hunt as a team. And the dynamics are incredible. I'm not a hunter, and I'm not into it. I eat meat, I understand it, but I just don't like hunting. I don't say it's not right. I mean, people do it if you do it for food purposes. It's perfectly, fine. I don't do it myself, but they will hunt as a pack. The Huskies, they'll go into a field, they'll know something's in there, something they can hunt, and they'll flush it out. And one or two of them will be there to flush it out, and the other one or two will be on the outside to catch it as it comes out. So they're very smart, and like I said, they need to be challenged, because they will get into trouble. And people get Huskies that live in rural areas, and some people have chickens out there, and they'll find out the Husky got out of the yard and killed all the people's chickens. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens. So you want to understand the breed. And we've got, it sounds like a stream to my right. I can't get a visual on it, but we did cross it. I thought it was more of a runoff, but it is actually a stream, or at least that runoff went into a stream below us to the right. See, yeah, now I'm seeing it. Kind of cool. So where we're headed, Chris was saying, if you didn't hear him, he's kind of broken up, that there's some incredible views. So that's kind of cool.
55 minutes completed. You've covered 3.69 miles. Your current speed is 5.5 miles per hour.
We're actually trucking right along here. I'm loving life, folks. This is my big... Now, you might have noticed that I stood up. You can sit down on these scooters or you can stand up. I stood up because my arm gets a little pins and needles. Just being in the same position, I have to keep my hand on the throttle. We won't move if my hand's not on the throttle. I mean, even going downhill, this thing has regenerative braking, so it's almost like the brakes are always on. The regenerative braking actually recharges the batteries, but it's virtually impossible for the dogs to really pull this thing. So it's all got to be motor driven, and my thumb's got to be on the throttle, and sometimes it can get a little bit in one position, a little numb. You know, Chris is worried. Chris is my wingman. He's the one driving the truck. That I wouldn't get enough mileage here. We just, you know, found this place 2 days ago. Chris did, and we weren't sure we were going to go here until we saw what the weather pattern was going to be and the conditions and everything. So we don't know all the potential mileage, and then you get there, and sometimes areas close, roads close, whatever, and that's why we're feeling it out as we go. Making this stuff up as we go to get them the right mileage. So we shoot for 15, and so anything close to that works. But you know, we travel a fairly long way. We want the dogs to really get a chance to air it out. And these trips will last them for a couple days. They won't need any more exercise. They're usually good to go. They just want to sleep for 2 or 3 days until our next adventure. Sometimes we'll supplement it with other kinds of adventures, like I was saying, off-leash running, free range. We're moving at a good clip now, about 8 miles per hour, 8.5. No, sorry, 9.5. So this is a national forest that we're at. We're inside of, I should say. I guess this is called Hawk Area. George Washington National Forest. Yeah, that's George Washington's massive, thousands of acres all over. Maryland, Virginia, I believe it is, and West Virginia. The road ends in 2 miles, but that's cool because we can go back up and go on the other road, so we'll get plenty of miles back here. Because we're already at better than 4 miles right now. And not yet, but as the sun sets, the nocturnal wildlife might show up. It's always exciting. Well, was looking if you see something over there. I don't see anything, but you know, warmer weather moving in. The days are getting longer, so bears are going to start to come out of hibernation. And these kind of areas, you will have black bear. Now, as long as they don't have cubs, we're okay. Even with cubs, we got a motor and we try to get the heck away. We've never had a bear encounter except where we've seen a couple, but they've been non-eventful. We like to keep it that way. Usually a team of dogs reminds a bear of a wolf. They're similar to wolves, and they equate it to that, especially the husky, because it looks like a wolf, has a similar resemblance, so they'll hunt them. In the wild, wolves will hunt bears, so a pack of them. So they're always going to be a little bit hesitant and apprehensive, and that will help us, and that's what does help us, keep them away. So that's 1 hour completed. And you know, 5 or 10 minutes before we started the equipment up. We had a couple hiccups with some of the camera stuff, so we're averaging a pace of like 4.5 miles per hour, close to it. It's pretty good. Especially considering we were doing a lot of climbing to start. And when the sun goes down, we will turn our lights on. I've got plenty of lights to light this puppy up, no pun intended. Great road. These are great areas. And you can almost, even though it's a cooler day, you can almost, at least I can, feel springs in the air because just the sun feels warmer. It's just, I guess from doing this all these years, I get a internal sixth sense of where time's at. And I can tell warmer temperatures are coming. Now, it's good for us, not so good for the dogs. They're just, probably you're aware, they're bad at getting rid of heat. So heat's their enemy. So we got to do everything to keep them cool. But we don't want to totally limit their exercise in the warmer months. So we find ways to do it in a cool manner. Safe. Cool. How's your equipment running?
Oh, it's all going really smooth.
Great.
Now that we got this better surface,
Yeah.
staying still and everything.
Cool, man.
I love it when I can lock into a good shot and keep it.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. It's beautiful around here. Look at these mountains.
Real, I'm not sure what the term would be, but we keep going up and down, up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
Real cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the term is either. I was trying to put that in my video.
Yeah.
There's a cell tower or something way up top. See that?
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck that is. Probably a government installation, military.
Yeah, they got towers everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Like half of them already been posted that they're military because that makes people interested.
Right, right, exactly. Really clocking some miles here. I'm loving it. Yeah, so we get home usually after midnight, sometimes not till 24 hours later. But trips like these normally a little bit after midnight, and dogs will then get their dinner. They'll be rested, their body will be cooled down, and they'll be ready to eat frozen food. And if they go to sleep, they'll sleep late until tomorrow. And then, of course, go out for their bathroom break, and they'll sleep the rest of the day tomorrow. The following day, they'll start to get some of their energy back. This is typical. And they'll go out, they'll want to be outside for an hour, 2 hours.
5 minutes completed. You've covered 4.85 miles. Your current speed is 4.2 miles per hour.
Yeah, they'll want to be outside an hour or two, and they'll want to sleep more. The next day, they're going to start getting their energy back to full recovery. Usually the third day, so that's where usually if we don't have a dog trip planned within a day or so, we'll go to one of the farms, or we'll do what I was talking about earlier, lure coursing, which I call the amazing chase. And that's what they do. That's the lifestyle of the wolf driver huskies. Now, different times of year, you know, in the summer you can't run as much, so sometimes the recovery's quicker because you have to do it in smaller increments, depending on the conditions. So that pattern may or may not hold true, depending on the situation. Running them late at night, early in the morning is the best time, usually in the warmer months, and that's a different sleep cycle, but they'll get into sleeping during the day and staying up all night. But it works. Remember, I'm to the extreme, so you don't have to do everything I do to have a husky. So don't think that. I don't want to make it sound like it's a impossible task, because it's not. Remember, I did this with a full-time job. I had 2 huskies and gave them a great life. Just rode them on my bike. It's fine. I did it in my neighborhood for many times. And then graduated to the trail. Just a real bike with two $50 Springers at the time. Now they're 100. No, you can get them for $40, different brand. But Springer's what attaches to the bike, and it's these springs which helps absorb, basically keep them safely tethered to the vehicle, the bike, or whatever you're using. To run them. Better than 5 miles now. Probably it said the road ends in 2 miles, so I gotta believe we're less than a mile from that. We'll give them some water down there. And we'll turn back around. Cover this ground again, go back to the original road we came off of, head back down that, the way we haven't been down yet. Sometimes Jag will have a different pace than the other dogs. You'll see him trot and moving differently, and that's because he's shorter. He's got shorter legs, so I keep that in mind when we're going, because it takes a little more work for him to keep up. So he would be the slowest dog just by design, by his build. He's got to move his legs more than the bigger dogs. Take a longer stride. Wow, this is incredible. When I used to ski many moons ago, I used to go to Vail, Colorado, and there used to be trails in the back of the mountains where you're totally surrounded by mountains. They used to call them the bowls, B-O-W-L-S, like a bowl, if you will. And it almost looks like we're in one here, at least on the one side. They were always cool to ski. Only way down, and then you have to get the chairlift's got to take you back up. We can get out of it. There was nothing at the base of the bowl but the chairlift. It wasn't like when you're skiing down a mountain, get to the base, there's hotels and sometimes other areas. In fact, the bowls, they were like nothing. And it was back in the day, though. I'm going back, show my age, 40-some years ago, maybe. And I see some buildings with the mountains there. At least a reflection of them. Can't really get a beat on what it is. It's some kind of structure.
1 hour, 10 minutes completed. You've covered 5.37 miles. Your current speed is 5.0 miles per hour.
Absolutely gorgeous. Nice back here. Sarah's falling a little behind. It just means he's working. Sometimes they can cramp up too, especially Zara's a big dog. He actually doesn't, he looks bigger than he is, but he's got Malamute in him, so he's bigger bone structure. It's not really carrying any weight. He's still a good racing weight, as they say. But he's most likely to cramp up than he has before. Just got to rest him properly. When I see him cramping up, just pull over for a couple minutes. If I don't, he'll let me know, because he'll his gait will be funny, his stride will be funny, whatever, and then I'll pull over. Like I said, either way, you got to rest, and it's quick recovery. We're moving at a quick pace. We're up to 4.7 miles per hour, and we're due for a water break soon. Trying to get to where this thing ends, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it goes on forever. Chris, as you saw, he had to leave us, so he's got us on glimpse, so he can always find us, but doesn't mean he could always rescue us if we needed him. I mean, we could always cut the gates. We have the equipment to do that for the most part. We don't want to do it, but we'll try to, if we had an emergency, which we have in the past, you know, bikes break down, just not physically capable of walking all the miles, then we would try to contact the park ranger. If not, we would try to get through the gates easily, as safely as possible, so we can put it back in the condition we found it in. Maybe just ride and pick us up. Those are possibilities. You know, if we get fined, we get fined. Usually they don't have a problem with it as long as you're not up to anything nefarious and you're really doing it legitimately out of an emergency. So getting ready to cross 6 miles, and then conditions could not be better. I mean, we really couldn't have much better of a scenario. It'd be nice if Chris was behind us, because we would have a little bit better of an idea. This is where it looks like it maybe ends, but I'm not sure. I think it does. Just always nicer when your support vehicle's behind you, so you can get out of any jam. Kind of on our own right now, but that's okay. We're built for this stuff.
Black bear.
Black bear where? trying to get him on camera.
He should be on my head cam already. Right back there.
Really? Did he take off from us?
Oh yeah, he's definitely. I'll go on this side, but looks like he's at the boat end.
Yep. Black bear. Oh, they smell him.
He's down there watching us for sure.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to get a picture of him. Hey, what's this, dude? Oh, it just leaves. Is that him?
Maybe. I'll start, if you look out there and I start walking that direction, he should be,
Hang on, let me get my camera ready.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just make sure he ain't got no young with him.
No,
They're not gonna approach the dogs, usually, because they think they
don't even.
resemble wolves.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Just don't get yourself in trouble.
He's gone. He's probably still watching us, but I'm sure he ambled right away.
That's cool, you spotted him, dude.
Man, I didn't know what I was looking at. I thought it was a black dog, and I realized.
Yeah, I was just saying on the video that this could be bear country. I thought they were still hibernating, but
They're probably just coming out this
yeah, well, it's getting warm in the lighter later.
Man, it was funny watching him run. I said, Zara,
Was it a big bear? Or was it? It wasn't a baby.
He wasn't no baby, but
Okay.
he's bigger than Zara for sure. Probably this tall.
Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, they're smart.
I was hoping he'd run out from behind a tree when I walked down there so he could get more on camera. I know I caught him a little bit. But,
Did you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Just on the head cam though, because I was looking right at him.
Let's give him some water. Cool, good spot, dude. That was wild. I was just saying that too. Okay, guys. That was wild. This is a perfect area to see them too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anytime you see it, point your camera at them.
Completed. You've covered 6.05 miles. Your current speed is 0 miles per hour.
Is that the first time you ever saw a bear?
No.
No. Oh, you're Alaska.
Yeah, I've seen brown bears before. I've seen maybe my mom's boyfriend. It's an old memory. Go up to a bear and mace him.
Really?
Grizzly bear in my backyard.
A
Yeah.
grizzly?
Yeah.
In your backyard?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was this tall at the time.
Oh
So who
my
knows? It could have been a baby, and I would have thought the thing was huge. But
Wow. Oh, pretty good.
I remember like everything. He walked up to it. The bear like seemed shy, but it was acting like a dog. Like it wanted to walk up to him, and he was no. And as soon as that shit
Really?
hit its eyes, yeah, it
Yeah.
started bucking like a horse. Obviously.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was gone.
I usually. Let me. Yeah, you know he's watching us.
I guarantee. I almost wish it was nighttime so we could shine a flashlight out there and see
His eyes, yeah. Awesome, man.
Oh, about the cooler. I'm not sure what to call the damn thing. It's the problem was I had to unscrew the top a little bit so it could vent, which I'm a plumber, so I should have known.
Yeah. I forgot that too. I should have known. I've done so much.
If you put a fucking hole in the top, that thing's gonna be perfect.
Oh, will it?
Something like
cool.
that, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you're right. There's no valve, huh?
Nothing.
Pressure valve.
I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to vent. You unscrew the top, just like a thing of laundry detergent or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, are they drinking much?
The first time these two drank a whole bunch. Jag touched it, so did Lola, but we'll see if their second time.
He's getting preening himself. Yeah. He gets stuff like a magnet.
He's got that good hair.
Yeah.
That's why he's so
careful with it. That's wild. You saw a bear though.
I'm gonna start putting tape. This thing keeps falling off.
Is it?
The camera's always safe, but this thing has repeatedly hit the ground.
I'm not worried about that thing, of course, but we have to make it safer for you. I could come up with a better.
Just a piece of tape. When we'd head out, just a small piece of tape, I'm sure would hold it.
It's a good idea. I've got gaff tape, which comes off really easy, but it's for that, it'll secure it. Wow, he's down there. Oh, Chris said he was going to email. Let's see if he's got us on. Yeah, we still have a little signal here. Yes, sir. Just saw a bear. He wants to make sure we're okay. He's been on good behavior lately.
You got it all out of him fucking around with people over masks.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We should have filmed that one, dude.
We thought he was all mad. He was having fun.
I know.
I am ready if you are.
Okay. Don't forget, if you ever see it again, shine your camera on it.
Oh, I'll give it a better shot. I was so stuck on trying to. I had this back here, and I was so stuck. I'm like, what the hell is that? I didn't even think.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I get it. Jag, you ready? I'm trying to get him. Good boy. Okay, guys. Let's see if we see Mr. Bear. Let's do it. Hike. Come on, Zara. He smells them, dude.
Yeah.
Zara.
I'd say that's right where you are is probably about where I saw him amble off into the bushes back
there. Yeah. He smells them. And he don't recognize that scent because he's excited by it. Yeah. I can tell.
Completed. You've covered.
That's wild, man.
06 miles. Your current speed is 3.
Take your time.
0 miles per hour.
Lock and I think I closed it. Or I didn't close it. I just minimized it.
You need help?
I know it's DJI on here, but I'm sure I'm just on the wrong homepage. Yeah,
it's a black DJI.
Got it.
You got it?
Yeah, it wants to lock onto one of the dogs or the other, and that's usually fine. But I try to, sometimes it will lock onto you and the dogs and the whole cart, and that is what I go for, but it doesn't want to right now, so.
That's cool. Okay, guys, hike. Yeah, Zara definitely smelled him. So, speak of the devil. Well, bear's not devil, but we just saw one. I didn't get such a view. I just saw what looked like a tree stump scattering off, but Scott got the view of them. Kind of cool. Like I said, they won't approach us, but you know, you gotta be cautious. Very cool. We're immersed in nature here. And I know I say this a lot, but you wouldn't believe how being relatively close, I mean, we're on the East Coast, you know, it's Philadelphia, Baltimore, where we're from, DC, you know, it's pretty metropolitan area, and you go a couple hours away and you get into this wilderness like you're somewhere in Alaska or Colorado. It's truly incredible. I just thought I saw it there. You know, he could be lurking around here somewhere, so just keeping an eye out for him. It's all good. That's what this is about. Mingling with nature. Now I'm on bear patrol.
Oh yeah.
Anything looks dark, I'm like, it's a bear! When they come out of hibernation, most animals are like dumb. They're like deer in headlights. So the dogs usually catch them in the spring, you know, raccoons and whatever's been hibernating. Raccoons not necessarily, but just groundhog, stuff like that hibernate.
Anything that still has a couple extra pounds just waking up.
Yeah, just waking up. Just like when we wake up from a sleep, you know?
Yeah, I ain't running nowhere.
You're not as quick as you were when you're wide awake. So you're watching the action unfold. The sun is starting to set, and you can see the beautiful reflections and how it's backlighting some of the mountains we're looking at now and some of the woods. Really cool. So we're almost 6.5 miles in right now. Plenty to go. And this has got spring all over it, which I just get spring fever. And it's kind of cool because our activities change a little. As I was explaining different vehicles I have and some of the different activities I've ordered, and I should have this week what they call Rungoos, and it's a new style bike. This is a traditional looking bike, only one caveat. It's got a front 2-track wheels.
30 minutes completed. You've covered 6.39 miles. Your current speed is 3.8 miles per hour.
So imagine this, it's got 2 front wheels, but they're only like 12 inches apart. So what it does, the design makes the ride that much more stable, able to handle more challenging terrain. The thing I'm getting it for, because the vehicles I have can go through any terrain, what I'm getting it for are to head back to the bike trails. Sometimes my dog-powered go-karts are too wide for bike trails. And with this, it won't be, and it'll give me the stability, more stability than the traditional bike, running all these dogs. So easier balance, I can balance just fine, but as I get older, it's nice to have less challenging ride for me. And it also, when I get off to water the dogs or just step off of it for a second, it's not going to immediately fall over. That's the whole idea behind it. It is state-of-the-art, the whole drivetrain system and everything. It's going to be fun. It's going to open up new paths for us, pretty much. So I'm going to be able to go back to some of the bike trails I told you about, but also the ones that were more challenging, but not capable of taking my more aggressive vehicles like the swing car and the scooter, because they still are considered bike trails and they don't want these kind of vehicles on them, which is understandable, but that's what that's going to do for me. So it'll be a good spring summer ride, and just look for us in more areas. I mean, I love it. I love adventuring like this. So now you're getting a view again of those mountains that we passed by. Remember, we're circling back because we just circled, I believe it was 2 miles on this road, so we'll have another 2 miles to get out of here back to the road we came in off of, which I think when we go down it, we'll have another couple miles, and then we'll go totally back down that road again, if that makes sense. Circle back that road, which will probably give us a good amount of mileage for the evening, for the day. But we saw these mountains coming out. They weren't quite as lit up. Now where the sun is in the sky, you're getting a better view of them. If you recall, I said there was some building structures. I just saw, yeah, there they are to my right. Now where I'm turning my head, I don't know if you can get that, but you can just see the sun reflecting off of them. That's how you know something's there. Is that looks like a bear laying down, but it's not, because he hasn't moved. His ears, see to the right.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it, dude? I mean,
Everything looks like a bear now. It's basically the same stuff I thought was the bear's head back there.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, that's a bear. Got me bared out. So believe it or not, that's the 3rd time we've run into a bear. Only the 3rd time. We're doing this for years. Incredible. They're pretty elusive. Seeded for wildlife, foot travel only. So a lot of these areas are for wildlife, and that's why you're gonna find the bears back here, deer, and other wildlife, which is cool. I think it's great they do that, because it's keeping them out of the major roadways and keeping them in these park lands. That's just wonderful. I'm panning through just to see, you know, there's also, you can run into mountain cats. We could run into, or at least bobcats, mountain cats, I'm not sure which one, or if they're both the same. We only run into one big cat once, and that was on the Great Allegheny Passage in Pennsylvania. But they're out there. Coyotes, we only run into 1 or 2 of them too. As much as we get out, still don't run into that many. You gotta train your eyes to be like a dog's eyes, and probably other animals, where you're just looking at everything for motion, not really focusing in on anything, just looking for any motion.
1 hour, 35 minutes completed. You've covered 6.84 miles. Your current speed is 3.6 miles per hour.
Now the cool thing is, at night, I wear a big headlight on my head, and when I look around, it'll reflect off the eyes of other animals, humans too. So if something's down there and it's looking remotely, anywhere remotely in your direction, my direction, I'll be able to at least see its life. What it is, you can't always tell. You try to get a guesstimate by the height of the eyes and the distance apart, but now we were through here before, so any wildlife probably skewed it when they smelled the dogs, but who knows. I see it. Scott's really trying to get the best videography he can, and he's really good at it. using the different equipment that I've invested in. And I've actually invested more since he's been part of the team because he's just so good at it. Better than 7 miles in right now. Plenty of miles to go, and I don't even feel like I've been out here that long. It's just because it's been so beautiful to look at and admire, and a little bit of excitement knowing that there's some cool wildlife in the vicinity makes it all that more enchanting. So I know I've mentioned this before, but if you see the little spot on Chase, it's from a skin irritation he had, and we had to shave it there so it could heal up properly. It's all healed now, and he picks at anything unusual in his body, and so I knew something was there. And there's a little bald spot, it'll heal up, it'll grow hair back on it. But that is Chase's, the dog to my right that I'm looking at now, the top right dog, or the forward right dog, forward right white dog. Great area back here. I'm just in love with this place. Oh, I forgot to give you, I have a control wheel for that.
For this thing?
No, for the one in your hand.
Okay.
That you'll have so much more function. It's in your bag. I'll put it on next stop so you can play with it. And I've already calibrated it with it so it works.
Was it just for thumb panning?
Yeah.
Cool.
Zooming in, you can use it for a couple things, but yeah. Staying later, which is always nice. I love that. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I love the winter too, but we're at the end of it, and I've had enough of it. So it's good for a change of season, and just so, because of the COVID restrictions and everything being inside, I mean, we get out playing with dogs, but I mean, just socialization with people we know, my wife and I, and places we go. It's just so nice when this pandemic time is over. I mean, not to mention, most importantly, the lives we've lost. It's been terrible. We're ready to be done with this thing. So with spring comes eternal hope. And I'm praying that I see states are opening up now. Some states I just saw, I think it was Texas is opening up, so hopefully that means they really feel it's getting under control. I heard a stat, like something like 1/3 of the population is already either had it and they're naturally immune to it for some period of time, and combined with the people that have gotten the shots for it. So it's about a third of the population. So if that stat is correct, we're starting to get a handle on it. I mean, they talk about other variants and everything. I don't know much about that, and obviously I'm not a doctor or anything close, so I'm just reporting what I hear. We could be watching this video, me, myself, or anybody out there years from now and say, what pandemic? Hopefully don't, you know, it's long over by the time you're watching this video. But spring's always a good time of year, and just my birthday is spring too. Not that I'm bragging about that. I'll actually be 54. April 25th. I'm usually pretty comfortable out by then. I'm comfortable in cold weather, though. I really am. I mean, I've become somewhat immune to it because I'm out in it all the time. So I really don't need a lot of gear to stay warm. Wearing a lot of gear just binds you up. I mean, you have to sometimes. It's just too cold to weather it with light gear, but just as active as I am with the dogs, it just restricts you in some ways.
Minutes completed. You've covered 7.76 miles. Your current speed is 3.8 miles per hour.
Some more bear sightings as of now. Plenty of beautiful nature sightings. Approaching 8 miles right now, hour and 45 minutes. Average speed of 4.4 miles per hour. Everybody's doing great. We had a bear sighting, and everything's been quiet besides that. We had to leave our wingman back because this road is gated for regular motor vehicle access. Getting a lot of views through the woods of the mountains and stream that meanders through here. Been a great day. we might have the new bikes for the next trip. You know, Chris is going to want to ride them right away. So he's talking about that's what we should go to Virginia Beach with. He's worried we won't be able to use these down there unless we have regular bikes. So I said we'll just take the big trailer and take everything if we do have them.
Yep.
That'll be a big trip though. So.
Yeah, about the Virginia Beach thing, if you want to leave early, just let me know.
Yeah, I'd like to if I can get Chris there.
Yeah, I understand.
I tell him that, because my wife would like that, and I'd be home somewhat reasonable, but. Oh, so that's closed off there. Seated. Actually, that's cool through there. We could get to it if we wanted to, but we'll stick to what we know. When I say closed off, it's usually okay for bike traffic, hiking traffic, and what we're on, but not okay for motor vehicles, which is understandable. Just like this road. I'm just looking back at Jaggy a lot because he's moseying along. He's not fully engaged, but that's the way Jag rolls. So today's trip, technically speaking, technology speaking, I'm using a lot of DJI Osmo Pocket 2 cameras. I'll be getting more and more into these cameras because they have a gimbal, which means the movement is absorbed by the camera and the lens supplements for it and makes it just a smooth, beautiful looking video. So I've fallen in love with these cameras. GoPros, even the GoPro 9, that's what I'm filming on my head. I'm using that. What's so nice about that is it's got a lot of built-in stabilization, but I noticed that even on some of these trails that are so rugged and bumpy that the GoPro hasn't been able to, the vibration, it hasn't been able to, at least that I know of, compensate for that. So, and even the DJI on having a gimbal has had a tough time on some of it, but the DJI's done much better. Now, situations like on my head and everything, because you keep, your body is the gimbal.
50 minutes completed. You've covered 8.18 miles. Your current speed is 3.5 miles per hour.
Because essentially your body is a gimbal, because your head's not going to ricochet unless you're going to be in for a serious case of whiplash, like the bike is or the cameras are. I'm hearing some movement. Thank you. Oh, good. Now this chain is giving me problems.
Is it flopping around?
Actually, it's not too much. You want to look at it?
Yeah, I brought pliers because I figured mine would be a problem. Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Should be okay? Cool.
Yeah, at whatever point, if it starts hitting Lola or whatever, I can rip it off.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Good job, thank you. Hike. Easy though. She wants to pull into tomorrow. She's all set. So, so the GoPro, I mean, so your body's pretty much the gimbal, and it's absorbing a lot of the bumps. Yeah, it's definitely coming off, Scott. Oh,
Yeah, I got you.
Let's take her off. While you do that, I'll grab a quick picture. What's up, JC? You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, nice picture here. Fullness?
Oh damn, yeah, this thing's...
Yeah. That's the problem I was having. Glad you took the pliers with you.
Yeah, definitely. One of the main connections broke, so I'm just gonna take the whole thing.
Yep, we don't need them anyway.
Yeah. We say that, then it'll snow again.
You know us. What's up, Jagbag? Take your time, buddy, no rush. I think the chains are done for the year. I'm certainly hoping so. Oh, nice.
Just a little bit.
Are you going back and forward?
Just a little forward.
Yeah.
Pull the rest of the chain off.
Nice, Scott.
Find somewhere nice for this.
What are you doing, a bathroom break?
No, I'm just gonna stuff this chain.
You getting rid of it?
Yeah.
We can't take it?
Yeah, it's too big. I wanted to put it somewhere where a squirrel wouldn't get his neck caught on it though.
Take it with, can we?
Yeah, I can find a spot.
Find a spot, yeah, I just feel better.
One hour, 55 minutes completed. You've covered 8.26 miles. Your current speed is 0 miles per hour.
Thanks for doing that, dude.
Dude, it's no problem, yeah.
It'll probably happen to this one too.
Yeah, I figure it's probably the road at this point.
Yeah.
Eating the chains.
Exactly. Just see how my camera's doing here. Ooh. Why did that one go out? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay, Lola. We be going in a minute.
Good boy, Chase. I'm ready if you are.
Yeah, what's this thing saying on here? I can't read it because I'm on my reading glasses on. It'll light up, it'll say. Battery what?
Recharge pocket. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
It's recharging.
Yeah.
It's lit up. But
I've never seen it say recharge pocket before. It's battery low.
yeah, that one's staying fully charged.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to work all the kinks out, buddy.
Yep. It's always something.
Always something. That's cool. Cool.
And I'm all set if you are.
Yes, sir. Come on, guys. Hike. Good boys. So, what we do, in case you saw that, which I'm sure you did if you're watching the video, we put chains on the tires, really light, almost like not even considered a chain, but it is metal, but we bury them inside the tread, so God forbid we run over a dog's paw. It still would not hurt the dogs. We test everything with our own feet, even though our feet are a little different obviously than dogs, but it would not hurt the dog. But we have 2 of them on here. Now Scott has a heavier chain. He needs it more than me because again his scooter only has 2 motors, mine has 4. But it helps us get through ice and snow. Mine doesn't need it so much, but there's certain situations, if you were with us last week, where we hit a foot of snow and we needed them. And that was enough to get us out of it, at least me. My scooter's got to work even harder on his. What is that? So, that chain, because we're riding on an all dry surface today, it ruined it, but that's fine. We're done the season anyway. We can make a new one. Chris makes them, but they don't make them for these vehicles. We do that ourselves. Chris does. My wingman, mechanic, and everything else. MacGyver, for those of you old enough to remember him. Okay, so we're back on the trail. 8.4 miles right now, folks. And we're on an incline. We're climbing pretty good right now, but that's short-lived because we're getting back out here to the other part of the road that we came in on.
Completed. You've covered 8.44 miles. Your current speed is 3.8 miles per hour.
Actually, this is an 8.3% grade. Before I got these scooters and twin cars, these real rugged dog vehicles, I'm calling dog vehicles, a 5% grade was hard for us because the bikes just would be tough to make it. And now I do 15% grade, which is kind of insane. I mean, it's an insane grade, relatively speaking. Those are bigger ones out there. But it's awesome to be able to do that for the dogs, to get them to run that. That does burn a lot of energy. It challenges them. So we're talking some good miles right now. This is that stream, which I thought was a runoff. Well, it's getting to be a nice time of the evening. It'd be nice if it was warmer. It's sun setting and we're getting the twilight now and got a cool breeze moving in, a winter breeze. So just got to hunker down in my mind. I'll be able to do that for real because I'm with dogs and we're on the trail, but that's what we do. Beautiful sunset to our left. I'm looking at it now. Scott's turning on some of the lighting. We've got a lot of lighting available to light our way and to light for the cameras and stuff. We take a right up here, Scott.
Yeah.
batteries are still pretty good. I'm climbing a hill, so it's going to show you its lowest point, which is like 59.7, if that means anything to you. G. They're 60 volt batteries, so they start at about 66, 67 volts, and you usually get anywhere from 15 to 20 miles on a decent terrain. Be as low as 7 or 8 miles on a cold, rugged terrain. When I say cold, batteries deplete quicker under colder conditions. So we just turned back onto the road we came off of. If we went to the left, we'd go back down to the gate where we left Chris, which is about a mile and a half out, maybe a mile. But we're going to the right because I think we have 2 or 3 miles we can cover till we hit a main road. And then at that point, we can turn around and come back and give another 3 or 4 miles. So that'll be a 14, 15 miler if all goes as planned. Now, things don't usually follow as planned, but we're gonna do our best to try. And, nothing we can do about the lay of the land. If it doesn't go as planned, we can just find more areas to run. This place we've never been to before, and it's been worth the trip out here. About a 2.5 hour ride from home. And probably 150 miles or so, 160 miles. I don't think quite 200, but you never know. I have to put my GPS on it to tell you for sure. There could be anything up in these woods here, so harder to see now because of the twilight. Remember, because I'm from Baltimore, so I was a big Orioles fan growing up, and that was the time of Cal Ripken, if you know who he was. I remember they interviewed him, and he said the hardest time to play is in twilight, right what it is now. G over. A little bit of a down tree there, small one. That's why I had to move the dogs to the right.
2 hours, 5 minutes completed. You've covered 8.88 miles. Your current speed is 3.7 miles per hour.
G is a sled dog command. When you heard me say G over, that means to the right. So I heard Cal Ripken once say the hardest time to play is at twilight, because when the ball's hitting the air, it's just getting dark, and they have lights, of course, in the ballparks, the stadiums, but even with a lot of lighting, it's hard because the sky is still lit. So, but it's not like bright enough to see at a good range. That's an interesting thing to say that. I just remember that sticks out in my mind, because I love twilight. One of my favorite times of day, right when it's getting, twilight's right, like after the sunrise, right when it's getting dark. You still got the sun, or I guess the color or the brightness of the hue of the sunrise to my right. So Scott turned on the one light in his headlight. I'll start turning mine on soon. We do different lighting modes, especially as it's starting to get dark, like at twilight. So the cameras can perform differently, and you can try to get an idea of what we're seeing out here. Cameras don't quite see like the human eye sees. So we try to get it as realistic as possible. Sometimes it gets too dark too quick on the cameras. So that's when the lights are really handy, but they don't help us as much out here until it's really dark. Watch that tree down.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Didn't know if you saw it, so we're better than 9 miles right now, which is good. This road, by the time we do our way back, might be enough mileage total to give us our run for the evening, depending on how much further it really does go down. Oh, this is so cool, riding into the sunset. Reminds me of the ACDC song, TNT. an old AC/DC fan, and it was the lead singer, the first one, who has since passed away. Bon Scott was his name. The song was TNT, See Me Ride Out Through the Sunset on Your Color TV Screen. He says he's dirty, mean, and mighty unclean. He's a wanted man. These are the lyrics. Public Enemy #1, understand. So, probably nothing you want to teach your kids or anything, but good old AC/DC rock and roll music. I used to love it, and I still do. So I'm going to turn my headlights on, at least the first set. I'm going to turn the lights on, Scott.
Yeah.
I can see what's coming up on the trail. So I'll turn them on gradually. And you can see none of the lights, except for the one are shining at the dogs. But the one that's shining at the dogs is low down. Their heads are above it. And it's got what they call a filter or a gel on it. Diffuser. So it's, you can't really look directly at it. It's not powerful that way, but it does provide a little lighting for the camera to see and helps me with a little more road light. And so I know where Scott is when it gets really dark. And that's on the back of his scooter that we're looking at right now. Hopefully, if the video editor is pointing at the right thing. A little bit bumpy through here. Good boys. You gotta watch for branches in the road because it's been known. I mean, dogs can get a branch caught in your side. I mean, it could pierce their body, so always want to be careful. A friend of mine used to do hunting, and hunting dogs, it happened to one of the hunting dogs. It was okay, but it did impale him. Zara put his head down. He's smelling something, picking up the scent. Dogs are cooking it up pretty good still. They're feeling really good, which makes me feel good. Means I got the right ingredients for happy, healthy dogs. Easy boys. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of branch debris, relatively speaking, on the road, so I have to slow up all of a sudden. That's why. So I don't want to hit it at the wrong angle. Not so much for me, the vehicle will go through it, but for the dogs, as I was saying.
2 hours, 10 minutes completed. You've covered 9.4 miles. Your current speed is 4.7 miles per hour.
This is really cool because the lay of the land to my right is a cliff-like. And it just looks so cool. Now, I'm not getting a full Monty, the full picture, because the lightness in the sky is making it too dark, if that makes any sense. The way the sky's lit is making it too dark to see down that cliff, but it looks cool what I'm looking at. Good hill climb here. So whenever we're climbing a hill, I almost always look at the grade. But right now, there's not, we haven't been on it long enough. It's got to register in the app to get a somewhat accurate reading. So it takes a little while at hill. Sometimes you climb the hill and you still won't have a reading on it. But if I get a reading, I'll tell you. It's just a short hill. I can see it's going to end up here. The hill climb, at least, looks like it's going to level off, I think. But we're clocking a mile or two. So if I can get to maybe 11 miles before we have to turn around, that'll probably be enough way back to have a good run. Maybe 3 or 4 miles back. Nine and a half miles, better than 9.5 right now. So we're talking about 1.5 miles or so to give us enough, again, to circle back and have enough mileage to satisfy these hungry pups. I say hungry, they're hungry to run. They're hungry for dinner too, but now the reason I don't feed them, I never feed them before we work out, just want to eliminate all possibilities of at least that for bloat. Bloat can be a fatal disease, and it's when the stomach turns upside down in the dog. Humans don't get it, but animals do, and dogs. Actually, we're still climbing. There's a 5.5% grade. We're climbing, but it is leveling off here. So when we stop, when I'm thinking we're going to get to the end, we'll put the lights on and get a do a water break. Boy, is that beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful sunset.
Oh, yeah. Something about the hills in this area. You're gonna like the sunset shots I've been getting, because for the last hour and a half, everything's looked like a sunset because the sun's been behind the hills.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
No shadows, but really good light.
I love it, man. Glad you're paying attention to that. That's awesome. Yeah, it perked up a little bit. So Chris has checked in with me on my... Oh, I didn't even bring my satellite phone today. We got good cell signal here, so it's okay, but I'd like to get in the habit of carrying that, because we do get in really precarious situations where we need communication and we don't have it. Also, when there's debris in the road, branches and stuff, I watch how the dogs go around it, so I better can manage myself if they like being close to it or far away. If they're close to it, sometimes they can squeak through it, otherwise they might have to jump it, which they don't mind either, but depending on the size and what it is. This road's going on pretty good. Loving that sunset. Ooh. Scott was saying, if you didn't hear him, that it looked like we had a lot of sunsets today, just because the way the hills and the mountains and the way we were going, it kept looking like the sun was getting behind the mountains and it looked like a sunset. Then you get out from it, the sun's higher in the sky than you thought. Some water coming down here, and this is a waterfall. Yeah, look at that water. That's cool. I wish that was a daytime shot. That's cool looking.
8.5 miles.
Waterfall.
Current speed is 4.1 miles per hour.
So when I turn the, oh, Chase trying to drink out of the bottle. When I turn the rear lights on, that'll give us a little bit of visibility on the dogs. We also have harness lights if we want to turn them on. Kind of forget to turn them on unless we're on a busier road where we need to really be worried about traffic. I can also get an idea how tired the dogs are by when we run into this tree debris, how they go over it, like I was saying, how they react to it, if they jump it, if they just lift their paw slightly over it, whatever. Especially knowing the personalities of my dogs, knowing who's liable to do what. There's a lot of cues that running dogs you need to pay attention to so you know how your team's doing. How they're feeling. And they don't talk to us without subtle hints. You can't just voice out the... Well, Huskies can't voice a lot of stuff, but they don't fully know the English language, if you know what I'm saying. It's getting dark through here now. Better than 10 miles right now. So we're probably going to be close to 11 or better when we're done this. no bear sightings again, so that was a one-off. Maybe for the next 3 or 4 years. It's okay. I mean, I like seeing them, but of course I want to be as safe as possible, and I don't want them to think I'm invading their area. So, you know, if they hear me before I get there and they scootle off, that's just fine too. But it is a treat when you get to see them in the right kind of setting. Definitely fingers are cold. Fingers and toes. I think tomorrow's gonna be like 56. Nicer day, but we opted to go today because it's so cooler for the dogs, like when you get as much winter running in as they can. And I didn't want to wait an extra day to run them. They were ready to roll. We had a good rest in between the last run. And we were really trying to go Sunday to Virginia Beach, but didn't quite pan out. That was the only place where we could find in our relative vicinity. Virginia Beach is still 4 or 5 hours from where we're at, but our relative vicinity that wasn't supposed to get rain, but it just didn't work out for us. If we did that, we wouldn't be out here today, of course. We're too close in between trips. We're really popping on some knowledge now. There's a chance Chris will be at the end of this road, but I don't think we'll be done the mileage by then, but who knows? The problem is at the end of this road, I believe it is gated, which we can get through, as you see, as you've seen in my videos and you saw us today. But I think there's all main roads after this, and it might be hard to get extra mileage if we haven't won our mileage yet, our total, what we're looking to get. So either way, at 11 miles,
2 hours, 20
I'll stop them,
completed.
and
You've covered 10.
we'll get a water break in and see where we're at. Turn lights on.
Your current speed is 3.4 miles per hour.
Turn my headlight on. Yeah, I can see the dogs better. And the camera can too. That one I can turn on without stopping. And it's a hunkin' big light too. Big by today's standards. It's all LED, but it's definitely modern. But it's a big old light that one of the best I could find. It's already probably 3, maybe even 4 plus years old, I think. But it's one of my best purchases. It's a superb, a $500 bike light. Crazy, but need it for what we do. And I can use it on any of my bikes and as well as my helmet. It's multi-purpose. Usually our dog trips are 3 to 4 hours. So we're falling right into that average range right now. We're at 2 hours and 21 minutes at about 10.6 miles. Let's give him a little water here, Scott. She over? She over? She over? Easy, easy, ho. Give me a chance to turn on my other equipment lighting. Okay, good boys and good girls. Whew. Doon, 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 doon. Hi, good boys and good girls. If I find where the switch is, it'd be helpful. My fingers are numb, so not always the easiest thing to do. Found it on the one. Okay, hopefully we're ready to take some video now. Yes, we are. Oh, that's exactly a little. Cool. Looking good, looking good. Oh, I want to get a picture. Always try to take some fun pictures. And of course, document everything we do. Huh.
Hours, 25 minutes completed. You've covered 10.63 miles. Your current speed is 0 miles per hour.
How you feeling, dude?
It's a little chilly, but
Yeah, it is chilly, isn't it?
it's just on my hands. I don't regret taking off my third layer, so whatever.
Yeah, it's the hands and feet on me.
Yeah.
We'll see how far this road goes. I mean, the plan was to go up and back, but we've already got almost 11 miles.
He said we're gonna hit the main road on this one, but I didn't see the map. I don't know where we're at or anything.
Yeah, and then he said turn around, but
Yeah. You drank all the water.
did he?
Not really, but pretty much.
Hey, is it working better now?
What in particular?
The canteen?
Oh yeah, it's definitely, we put a hole in the top. This is gonna be the new go-to for sure.
Cool.
Just copying
Awesome.
it right now.
Are you doing double duty?
Yeah.
Cool. I thought it was my hand in the way. It's the light. No, maybe it's my hand. How can it not? That's just a reflection. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 man. Rolling, rolling, rolling. When you first started with me, it was too hot. Remember, it was.
Yeah.
What?
We were going at night.
Yeah.
We got the good time of the year right now, though. This is.
Yeah, for them. Yeah, totally.
For us too. Shit,
Yeah.
spring is nice and cold.
Oh yeah,
warm
yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's the best.
Everyone's happy.
Cool, cool, cool. They drinking a lot?
Oh, pretty much.
Cool. That stupid battery.
I think it's this new vest is more comfortable, but for some reason it's in such a position that keeps happening.
I can change that where it's been, so it might be the way I did that. I'll look at it next time. Oh.
Another observation is this camera more or less sucks at night.
Does it?
Yeah, it's still rolling, but the light floods the sensor. This thing still gets good shots.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm running this one still anyway, just because. You know.
Whatever you think. Yeah. Good, you know. That's. Oh man. Oh, I put this in the other one. No wonder. Wonder why I couldn't see this. Put in the wrong holster. Whew.
I'm ready. You ready?
You ready? Yep. Come on, Jack. Good boy. Okay, guys, ready? Hike. Okay, so we're back on the road now. Good water break there. Again, 10.63 miles, 2 hours and 28 minutes. And Scott was has the same sentiments. Getting a little nippy out here, but all good. Remember, it's always going to be colder when we're on the top of the mountain, which we seem to be. Let me see my elevation. 1748. So we're about the same elevation we started, which was higher than the lowest points we were at, but lower than the highest points. That makes sense. I think I had an epiphany there or something. But what I'm trying to say is I don't think we're at the top, but we ain't at the bottom. So, still feeling some of the cold mountain air. But we are moving in on 11 miles. Depending on where this next road, where this road ends, is going to determine if we turn around or not. Now our batteries are looking good, so we could turn around and easily get, well, I don't know, it could be 8 miles, who knows. So I gotta figure out when this road ends,
2
where we're
hours,
at.
30 minutes completed. You've covered 10.76
All over.
miles. Your current speed is 7 miles per hour.
Low hanging branch here. You can't see that real good at night. I got a lot of stuff on my helmet, so I would definitely hit that. Now, it wasn't to hurt. It was easy. It was lightweight. It wasn't so much a branch, but some twigs, if you will. It's still pretty far back, so my gut's telling me we might have enough mileage to satisfy the pups by the time we reach the main road. We'll find out, though. I'm only saying that. Not that I don't love being out here, just to get going. Let's see. I mean, we can turn around just as easy. It's a great road, and it's a beautiful, clear night. It's crisp and cold. Not check my messages. Probably should have. If Chris texted me, but didn't think of it. We do have some reception's a little degraded through here, so I'm not positive he's tracking me exactly on the glimpse. See that puddle to my left is kind of cool. It's runoff from the mountain over there. But that's good to take the dogs through, like during the spring or summer. It'd be a great area just to drive them right into it. Let them do all the drinking they want and get their pads wet. And that's what we do a lot of times. when we find areas that are conducive to that. Obviously this time of year we don't need to do that. They're not hot. Well, they're always hot, but they're not hot. They don't need that right now. They're kind of cooling down. So we did cross 11 miles, and I don't see the end of this trail yet. I was hoping it'd be about then, so we turn around and get our 14 or 15, but who knows? At some point, I'll have to try to get a hold of Chris if the thing doesn't end in the next mile or so. A little bit of snow and ice, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
Not on the roads, though. The elevation still 1,700 feet, so it's, like I said, we're not too high up in the mountains. Doesn't mean there can't be snow. This is still rock. Gravel. It's a little snowy there, icy there. Yeah, a little bit of ice. Not enough to hinder us, but nothing really hinders us, as you know. But just to add a little spice to our game, this isn't enough to do that. Everybody's doing great. If you see me, I'm just feeling my tech belt, all my stuff I'm wearing on my belt. Feeling for all the equipment, making sure I don't leave anything anywhere. If I did, it's kind of too late anyway, but give me a little peace of mind to know it's with me. I've heard for, it'll be going on 2 years. How should we get closer to 5? Time flies when you're having fun. That's for sure. So there could be some nocturnal animals out here. Zara jumped that. Chase is going towards that stream. That's the kind we go in. I told you to my right when we passed it on the way out here that we stop and let them get their waterings during the warmer months. We'll give him a watering. He just likes the wild water. We'll give him a watering in another 1.5 miles or so. About halfway through this. It's pretty frigid out, but great for the dogs, cold for us humans. I'm not whining, believe me. Done my whining. Nobody cares. Cool. That's a runoff, but there was a waterfall coming down here. It was just water running down the mountain, but it looked like a really cool waterfall kind of scene. It's neat looking. But again, because it's dark, you can't really get a visual on it. And because I'm not stopping to light it up and take the pictures because it's too cold, you gotta trust me on that one. Now when I watch this years from now, I'll be saying, why didn't I stop and take my time and get the picture? So I'm too freaking cold, that's why. All good. So we've crossed the 12-mile marker. We're 12.25 in, and that's a good thing. Looking for 15.5. I think that's going to be when we are at the ends here. Chris will meet us there. And I remember coming down here, there was a lot of trail debris, just branches and stuff that have fallen off into the trail, so I want to be careful. Going back, I want to keep that in mind. There's this low-hanging group of branches, or I missed it, twigs, if you will, what I called it, the way coming down here. Now the dogs are picking up on a scent. See over. The voltage is dropping, but I still think we'll be okay. This is one of the bigger hills I think we had to climb that we came down. So we came down going out, and obviously we have to climb and go in the other direction, which we're doing right now. What I mean is we turned around, obviously, and we're heading back. At nighttime, it all looks the same, so I know it's hard to visualize. That's what I'm trying to explain it as detailed as possible. Yeah, it's a real bummer if we run out of battery here. Now, I'd probably be the first one to run out, so Scott could tow me. We've done that before. I actually will tow because I'm heavier than Scott, so I'd get on his vehicle and tow this with Scott driving. That works for about a mile or so. So hopefully I can get in to 14 and a half. We're almost at 12 and a half right now. We actually look decent. Not trying to be Mr. Dramatic, but it ain't fun walking when you're cold. See reflector deep in the woods. It's just a reflector.
4.4 miles. Your current speed is 4.3 miles per hour.
You see the way this battery works, and I've explained it before, but in case you didn't hear, you didn't understand, I didn't explain it well enough maybe. When you're going uphill, you're burning more battery, obviously. When you're going downhill, it's got regenerative braking, so not only are you not taking away from the battery, but you're adding to it. So that really helps. You can actually recharge it just a little bit on the fly, but every little bit helps. Especially when you're in the backwoods and there's no way back but this thing. We're kind of going downhill a little bit, which is really helping the motor, the battery situation. T over. Dogs are really trucking here. Now, if you remember, the road that I turned down where we saw the bear, that's about a mile from where we started, I believe. So I think once we hit that, we're on mile alert. A little bumpy here. G over. Nice big branch in the road there. Scott's swerving to get out of the way. I can't exactly swerve with the dog, so I gotta give him plenty of notice. See, my battery's building up because of all this downhill. Now this levels off, maybe goes uphill a little bit. We made some good timing back there. That's a ribbon on that tree. Usually a ribbon denotes some sort of landmarker or some sort of remove this tree. That was a little tree. It was mysteriously there. I don't know why it was there. Can't think of any reason, just that the wind blew it into it and it landed perfectly to nod itself. Who the hell knows? Might be getting a little giddy at this point, folks. Still relatively early. I mean, we're talking like 7:20, I believe. I can't blame it on lateness. Not yet. Zoro's got a bathroom break. Zoro on a bathroom break. Good boy, Zoro. Good boy, Zorro. Good boy, Zorro. Good boy. It's a little bit uphill here. Dogs look really good. So if you were with us the past couple of trips, if you watched the videos, you would see that
3 hours completed. You've covered 12.96 miles. Your current speed is 4.3 miles per hour.
you would see on the last couple of trips that we had to go on some busier roads and not as scenic views to get in the mileage we wanted to get in. The park roads that we found were not long enough to accommodate what I'd like to do with the dogs for the energy level they had. So a little harder to rack the mileage up. Tonight will be perfect on these park roads, which is nice. It's easier, less chances of having issues with cars and stuff out there on the roads because there's nothing back here. Because as you saw, it's gated. Nothing should be back here. I mean, you can always run into a park ranger or anything, who knows. But hopefully it won't be tearing it up like regular cars coming through here like a traffic day. Okay, so we've crossed the 13-mile marker. So estimates tell us, G over. Good boy. P brake for Chase. Good boy. Chase stops and pees like a female dog who just squats down. So, calculations correct, another 2.5 miles or so. That might be off. I'm just guesstimating. I think that's about max, so. Battery's still looking decent. We're going 1.5 miles since we caught up with Chris. That means we're on a half mile, about halfway there. Little hill here coming up. I'll deplete some more battery. Hopefully there's a downhill on that side, the other side. That's a good size hill here. I'm hoping this is the downfall of our motor battery here. This is a little steeper than I remember. Probably because I was going down and coming the other way. G over. Have to avoid this branch in the road. But at least make it comfortable for the dogs to get around it. Yeah, this is a nice hill of climbing here. starting to level off, which is good. Oh, it's a cool view. You can see some lights from maybe some of those mountain structures I was talking about. But they're in the hills there, whatever they are. See some light coming from them, kind of cool. So that was nice. We made it up that hill. No battery issues. G over.
Completed. You've covered 13.37 miles. Your current speed is 5.9 miles per hour.
Good boys and good girl. More of these branches in the road I was talking about. This is nice because we're in a pretty good pitch here. Batteries are covering nicely with this little bit of downhill. It's even road, if you will. 1,727 feet is our elevation. Earlier where it looked like snow, or no, it might be a teeny bit of ice, but it's just fresh gravel or something, clean gravel, giving that white appearance. But there's a little bit of ice, I believe, mingled through it. Dogs are cooking. Speed right now is about 10 miles per hour. They want to roll this thing. Just don't want to override my headlight, so take it easy. I'm going around a turn here. Easy, guys, easy. Good boys. Easy. They're cooking it up, folks. Battery's charging too. Heading downhill. G over. G over. Ranchers trying to get him out of the way. Good boys. Nice downhill. Got to recharge on the battery there. Those are cooking it up too. 13 3/4 of a mile, so we're almost at 14. Quarter mile shy of 14. Remember, we're looking for 15 and a half. 14 will give them a little water, especially they've been trucking through here really good. It's a little bit uphill. More battery work. Yeah, I like this hill. There's a little bit scat from a, I don't know what that was from. That could have been a raccoon scat. Sounds kind of sickening. I can identify what other animals' droppings are, but that's how you can tell what's out here. Well, it's not a bad quality to have. It's just not always the best thing to talk about. Certainly not dinner conversations, though. talking deep hill here. I hope I have the battery to power up. G over. G over. This is a tough one. Battery's still looking decent though, for what it is. Really a good workout for the dogs with these downhills and uphills. Almost at the top.
Hours, 10 minutes completed. You've covered 13.91 miles. Your current speed is 4.7 miles per hour.
Okay, so closing in on 14 miles any minute now. Find a good spot to water the dogs. Also, it's nice to give a little rest to the vehicle when you're trying to extend the mileage. Kind of let it recalibrate its computers, because what happens is it's got a controller on the batteries and the motor that protect it from over using too much juice, so it'll cut it off early sometimes if it's working really hard and you start to get towards the end. And by working it, by resting it, you'll be able to reset that a little bit, which will help. Now, this could be our turn off. I'm wondering. Maybe that would fall right in line. It is, but there it is. Is that where we turned down before? No.
I don't think so, but we gotta be near it.
Yeah. Let's stop and give him a little water. See over. Easy, easy, easy. Ho. Cool deal. Good job, guys. Good job. We're looking good. Jag doing a bathroom break. Good boy, Jaggy. Okay, guys. Okay, boys. Doo, 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 doo. Those lenses are staying on good. I might not need to tape them, but I did.
It's probably worth it.
Yeah.
Depending where we're at, who knows?
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, rock and roll.
Okay. Come on, guys, hike. Good boys. Good boys.
It's like, then again, you know, this magnet here is that it's super impressive.
Yeah.
Fell that one time, but
It spilled one time, but yeah. I mean, you can only gonna get so much, you know? Okay, so we're back on the trail. We're still on it. We did a watering and bathroom break, that kind of stuff. Mother Nature calls for us too sometimes, us peeps. But right now we're at 3 hours and 19 minutes at 14.09 miles. I have 2 meters on here. The 1 meter says 14.1, so they're pretty close. 14.1 says 14.10. So we're rock and rolling. Battery's actually looking decent. I'm impressed. I think we're going to be just fine unless there's something I haven't calculated. And I'm a little off the beaten path because I'm not exactly sure. I didn't measure all the mileage out, but we'll see how close I am on my 15.5 guesstimate and my 1 mile guesstimate for where we're at from the road we turned down on before. So we haven't come across that road yet.
20 minutes completed. You've covered 14.17 miles. Your current speed is 5.9 miles per hour.
We haven't come across that road yet, but that would align. We would hit that road in about a quarter of a mile more if my mileage is working out. Big tree down, big branches down there, impeding about half of the trail. Oh, look at it uphill here. Thought we were done with hillage. Was hoping we were. Just because the battery. Oh, the battery's still decent. I think that rest really helped the motor. We're still around 1,700 feet above sea level right now. So our altitude or elevation hasn't changed a lot through this part of the trail. I think the other trail would, at one point we were like 2,200 feet. I think it's about the highest we've been today. You can always check my stats after the trip on ReLive, which is an app. The ReLive app, ReLive, if I'm not saying it clear, it's a little cold. Kind of cool. It's a iOS and Android app. You might be able to log into it on a desktop, I'm not sure, just to check it out. I don't know if you need to belong to it to check stats. I don't think you do. That'd be kind of stupid if you maybe subscribe to it just to check. But who knows? It is a great app though. I logged about 70 adventures on there today, I think, as of today. And I just started using it 9 months ago, a year ago, something like that. I don't log all my adventures. I try to, but I forget some. This is a road we turned down, so that's 14. That's exactly right. 14. Yeah, I think we got about a mile, I think. That's where we turned down.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
It was the right we took, rather.
Yeah. So we're getting in range. So my bearing was right there. Let's see if I'm right at the end now. And if you remember, when I went through this gate to get onto this trail, it was pretty easy. I didn't have to unhook the dogs, which is kind of nice. So we should be able to ride them right out of here. Battery's looking good. Dogs are looking good. They'll be good and tired. Remember, a couple-day recovery for these guys from this. Not to say they can't go. I would never take them the day after. 2 days after, maybe. 3 days for sure. And but we can always do activities in between. Usually they have to be real quiet the day after. 2 days, it's a joker's wild. How hard they worked on the dog trip and what the weather is and all that good stuff. So we're going to make a 15-mile marker tonight and then some. Sorry if I'm not talking as much. I'm cold. Hard to move my lips. The temperature dropped precipitously. It could be high 20s now. And also it feels colder when you had a warmer day. In the mountains, and you're still in winter. That's what happens. It drops.
Hours, 25 minutes. Completed. You've covered 14.68 miles. Your current speed is 3.1 miles per hour.
He's so gingerly when he avoids obstacles. I want to make sure he could scoot around that safely. Comfortably for him, I should say. I wasn't taking anything I was worried about him being safe without being sure he was going to be safe. A little bit of a climb here, but it's not too much. You still got the iPhone rolling?
It died probably about 20 minutes ago, but it rolled for, I want to say, an hour into the dark.
Okay, cool.
After I told you that observation that this camera's not as good as this one.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. All good, man.
Yeah. So we've got multiples.
Yep, that's why. That's exactly why.
I figure these DJI is going to change the game ghost hunting too.
Oh yeah.
It's going to stabilize everything, make it look professional.
That's so true, man. Exactly right. Let's stretch my legs, just bringing my knees up a little bit because it's a lot standing on them all day or most of the day, and not a lot of balance is required here, but there is some, so it's a little bit of a core workout. Those eyeballs, it's just a tree marking. The park rangers put on trees, just real small. I mean, the size of an eye of an animal, and it reflects like an eye of the animal. But I believe the park rangers put them on the tree so they can designate or find certain areas in the dark. Battery's definitely going to hold out. That's good news. We got across the 15-mile marker. Again, if I calculate it right, we'll be at 15 and a half when I finish this puppy. 15.07 right now.
Completed. You've covered 15.12 miles. Your current speed is 3.0 miles per hour.
Here's the gate, dude. We're here before Chris.
You want to keep riding? I'm sure we can get around it easy enough.
Yeah. He's just gonna run into us, so that's cool. So I'm a little off on my gate. I thought we had 0.3 miles to the gate. Crispy, you there? Easy guys. I think I went to this side because there was less hindrance. See over? See over? Come on, Chase. See over? Come on, Zara. Zara, now. Zara. Good boy.
Good boy. You smart boy.
How I look? Come on, Zara.
Clear. Yeah.
Come on, Lola. No. Come on.
I thought you were smart as Sorrow. Go this way. Go this
I
way.
thought you were smart as Zara. What happened to that? Good?
Yes, good.
Come on, Zara. Nope, Zara.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Zara.
I guess we can go to the end of this road, but wow, we beat them, dude.
I was talking to him about the obelisk back there, and I told him to set it up on the grave and give it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's 10 minutes late.
Oh, yeah, anytime he gets near ghost hunting stuff.
Yeah. Who knows how long it takes to get around the mountain.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem sometimes. He would have told us if it was excessively long, though. So that's where we were supposed to meet him, but he's not here. And just because it's cold, we'll keep going. Just try to stay warm doing something. And plus, the dogs will be pitching a fit if we stop. At this point, they want to go. Especially Chase, he always wants to go, but they got their second wind, they're in their groove. So we'll see what we get to when we get to the end of this road. I'm sorry, I don't pray. As I say in all my videos, if I don't charge extra for my singing because it sucks. Sometimes I get lost in some songs. Ooh, especially when I try to keep warm. Yeah. I know, all bets are off how much longer the motor will last. It should last for a fair amount longer. Its charge looks decent. Easy, guys. If the motor dies, it's no big deal because we're on the road now. Chris can easily pick us up, but she will. Maybe I should look at my phone, see what he said, if he said anything. There he is.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice idea to keep going.
What's our mileage there?
3 hours.
Yeah, good, he's pulling over.
15.52.
15.52.
Cool.
You've covered
Okay.
15.52 miles. Your current speed is 4.3 miles per hour.
Tell you what, that extra bit of recharge he's doing when he gets there in the morning is really helping us out.
No doubt.
I think we can do it right in front of the truck, right on the side of the truck. I'm gonna pull right in front.
You guys want to do any more distance?
No, we're good. We're 15.5, dude. But I'll tell you what, there's still battery left. She over? She over? Oh, gosh. Whew. We're about frozen, dude.